that was the right thing to do. I wanted people in my life who loved me, and who I could love holistically, without regard. That was what I needed, and that is exactly what I asked God for. And in those moments, he said yes, and my journey began. At 29, I vigorously went through the self-work process of hiring my own coach and then stripping myself of everything that I thought I was supposed to be in order to be who I am. A good friend of mine, who was also my coworker at the time, she watched me get stripped from top to bottom. I'm talking about, it felt like God had taken out pieces of my skin, layer by layer, piece by piece. And he wouldn't even allow me to feel sorry for myself. I couldn't be one of those people that said, man, I can't believe all this stuff is happening to me. God was like, nah, you don't get to do that. You have to step totally into who you are and own it. Take responsibility for it. It may not be your fault, but whose responsibility is it? Who's going to fix it? Somebody come to your house right now and steal something on your carpet, and they leave. It's still your carpet. Who's going to clean it? That's my responsibility. And I couldn't point and say, well, April did it. She the one who spilled the wine on the carpet and made the stain. So what? You wasting time pointing at April when you should be using that time to fix self. And that was the journey that I went on. So by the time I turned 30, the weekend before I turned 30, just to catch y'all up, I was able to spend the weekend with Oprah and Ayanna Van Zandt, Elizabeth Gilbert, and Deepak Chopra at the Life You Want tour. That moment wasn't about meeting those people, though. That moment was about me being obedient and saying yes to God. And it also wasn't about me being perfect and doing everything that everybody said I should do the way that they said I should do it. It was about me being in tune totally with God and his purpose for my life. I'm not talking about role and responsibility like CEO, coach, pastor, judge, scientist. Those are roles and responsibilities. Those are not purpose. Purpose is when you are in your whole self. When you show up in the morning doing and being exactly who you're supposed to be day in and day out. That is the difference between purpose and role and responsibility. And I had the opportunity to be totally in purpose. I know without a shadow of a doubt that every instance of my life was an intention to inspire, not just me, but the people that I get to come in contact with. Inspiration is temporal though, right? Empowerment is about you having the tools and the know-how. So if you're writing this down, step 1, surrender. Surrender everything you thought, the situation, the outcome, and even you were supposed to be. Surrendering gives you freedom. Surrendering lets you let go. It's that moment when you're pissed off and you still want to hold on to being mad and you got to let it go because you know that you can't receive the next thing, still holding on to this past thing. That is the benefit of surrender.
Amen.
Step 2, work. Work is you looking you in the mirror and taking full responsibility for the decisions that you've made in your own life. Not looking at other people, not waiting on God. How many people say I'm waiting on God? Raise your hand, don't be shy. Okay. I'm waiting on God, right? God has already done everything he's going to do. He's waiting for you. The steps have already been made. He's waiting for you. Everything that you ever thought you wanted to do, things that you haven't even imagined, is already laid out for you. Your fear and your procrastination, and let me add, mismanaged fear, makes you feel like